What if Goofy's wife and Max's mom was in the vault? Like in a literal sense. In an age where Disney pretty much refuses to make anything original, some people question why Disney hasn't taken what they deem to be a really easy route and made a full animated film featuring these six iconic and original characters. But the thing is, that's really not that easy of a task. In order to make a full length animated feature film featuring Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, and Pluto, the movie would have to be a really big project and it would have to be as close to perfect as humanly possible. But I do think that there are a couple of ways that they could do this that would still give us a really good movie. One idea that could work would be a play on the Disney quote-unquote vault. We all remember the commercials spanning back to the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Oh, this is coming out. Get it before it goes back into the vault. Oh, come and see this movie at the movie theaters before we lock it into the vault for the next X amount of years. The vault, the vault, the vault. So there could be this idea that the vault is an actual figurative vault, a place where all of the characters that are not used or the characters that didn't quite make the popularity cut go to not necessarily die, but to remain locked away forever unseen by the public. And part of the premise of the movie could be that these six are out and about in the Toon world and they have a need to get into the vault or they have a need to find out more about the vault. I think it would also be really smart to incorporate Oswald into this since it is a throwback to some of the earliest Disney work with UB Iwerks. And so we could take some of an epic Mickey spin here where Oswald would either have to escape the vault because he needed help from Mickey and his friends, or we could see where Oswald knows that there are some dangerous characters inside of that vault and he knows that they need to not get out because of all of the years that he spent inside of the vault. So the plot would be trying to make sure that people don't get out. And while the movie itself could still function as a fun adventure story with a lot of gags and a lot of fun plot, we could also answer some of the key Disney questions that Disney has kind of skirted over the years in the process, so it gives fans a little bit of a kind of a thank you note in some sense. Like, for example, we can address why Daisy isn't always included in all of the merchandising surrounding the Fab Five. She is a Sensational Six member, but she does often get left out of some of those things and how she feels about it. We could also discuss why Pluto doesn't talk, even though he's a dog and Goofy's a dog and he talks. We could come up with a reason that makes sense as to why Max has aged all these years and yet Huey, Dewey, and Louie have been the same age since like 1952 or whenever the fuck they came out. And one thing that could move the plot forward is the idea of what happened to Mrs. Goof. So I think that what would be an interesting way to play it would be if Max were to become very curious about his mother that he knows nothing about and to somehow believe that she has somehow managed to be locked inside of the vault. And so when the vault would inevitably open in the movie, because that would be one of the climactic moments, it would be opened because Max believes that she's still in there. And I'm not entirely sure where we would go from